Hi, and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy night to watch me blink, just endlessly, because for some reason, every single time I start talking to myself every single night, like I have been for well over a year now, and that's just on camera, right? Because that sort of behavior has been reoccurring now for well over 3 decades. Your boy's got to have someone to talk to, and in fact, as I'm trying to remember what it is that I had just reminded myself of, ergo tonight's topic, I'm trying to make light of the situation, but I'm just gonna jump right into it. You feel me? Sorry about the somewhat seamless transition there, but again, welcome to my channel, welcome to my show. My name's Albert. If this is the first time you've ever stumbled upon this random page, then the universe has befitted you with the luxury of watching some middle-aged dude make up what he talks about in real time to himself. It's just this whole thing. I'm a running joke. Don't worry about me. It's all good. Tonight I want to talk about forgetting birthdays, and I want to talk about why it's bad when, grandparents are driving Uber or Lyft. Signs of the times, my friends, and they are not good. So let's start with forgetting birthdays, because shout out to my younger brother, Brian. That's his name, and he's my younger brother. And it was his birthday yesterday. And ironically, I was reminded of this because I owe my little brother money. And I texted him earlier to let him know that I couldn't pay him back because once more, I'm a joke, a complete loser, and you don't got to worry about me. At any rate, true story. And so I texted my brother this morning because I knew something was on the 25th, and it was my intent on paying my brother back, And I looked at the date yesterday, and it was the 26th. So I must have seen it this morning, you know? Forgive me, I've had a long day. At some point during the hours of it being the 25th and the 26th, I noticed that it was not the 25th, and I was like, yo, dude, I'm really sorry. And the poor guy hits me back up later on, and I'm unavailable to get to my phone, and I see his text, and I still haven't responded. What's up, Brian? Dude, I hope that you and your man, I hope that you and Brody, please don't hate me for saying your name, my guy. I really enjoy you, dude. I always have, it's just you never really got a chance to get to know me, you feel me? Because I was on some, on some weird, Forgive a guy for taking almost 40 years to grow up, but my priorities are arguably getting better, I suppose. There's not so much self-destruction. I'm trying to work on that. But anyways, this isn't about me. Don't make it about yourself, Albert. No, it's definitely not. It's about I was doing a shout out to my brother's man. You feel me? But more importantly, I love you, dude, my brother. You feel me? And I wish you the best in life, man. And I'm really proud of you. You're making our family look real good, dude. And I can be an emotional guy, right? So before I get into just two more, emotional type of things here, just know that, that I love you, and that, our family may or may not be, sometimes, the best, and I feel like that's often the case with most families and so forth, and so we shouldn't feel bad about that, and it is unfortunate that I don't know you as well as I'd like to. Us having so much space in between one another doesn't help. Me canceling trips on out to see you doesn't help, but I've always offered you, what I have, you feel me? And it may not be a lot, but my guy, you're welcome here anytime. And in fact, you're just a few hundred miles north of here because, long story short, I get a text. He's like, yo, I'm with Brody and we're celebrating my birthday in Colorado. I'm assuming he's in Denver. I don't know where the guy is, but again, stay safe, okay? I know that he'll be flying back to his part of the country now or something. I'm not sure, but happy belated birthday, my guy. I don't remember anyone's birthday. Only mine, because only I'm important. That's just Jesus Christ. It's a joke. I'm just saying that I barely remember my own birthday, and moreover, I only remember my birthday because I'm a Scorpio, and Scorpios are the best. Did you guys know I was a Scorpio? We'll talk all about astrological signs on another day. But again, happy birthday, my guy. I hope that you have the best of luck in life, that you continue to have the best of luck in life, and if I could ever do anything for you, my man, which I'm having a hard time doing for myself right now, but again, your boy's working on it. So slowly but surely, I'm assuming that at some point in my life will be more than just a running joke. So again, happy birthday. I think my younger brother now is. Well, I think I know he's in his 30s. This is the other part about being, a questionable older brother as it concerns remembering birthdays and so forth. But, so far as I remember, man, I think we're 6 years apart, which would make you 32 or 31. I'm not sure. Either way, welcome to your 30s, my guy. And, let's see, let's see how you turn out when you're close to being my age, right? Just another 10 years from now, and you'll be right there, my dude. So now let's talk about why it's a bad idea to have your grandpa or grandma drive random people around in rideshare app services, and how that might be a negative sign of the times. I love singing this cover version of Sign of the Times by Harry Styles. And if it only at some point in that song he could reference why it's a bad idea for your grandparents, our grandparents collectively, to be out driving when it's dark regardless. Okay, so here's the thing. And this cultural shift needs to be discussed. When I was a kid, you feel me, and into my really immature adultdom, I quickly understood that, you know, okay, well, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Forgetting birthdays and old people driving cars. Okay, so here's the thing. When I was younger, any person that I saw that was, old, you feel me? Clearly old. What does that mean, Albert? What is old to you? I don't know, man. Just, a look of somebody, you feel me? Our skin shows the kind of life we've had, you feel me? Which is why my skin is just far from perfect, Anyways, I'm just saying, right, that that's just the way that it is. And so some people you just know are old, you feel me? And again, even if they just are 65, but they might look like 90, And again, it's no hate, right? I can imagine making it 65 years in a country that is looking for a little improvement in many different areas, and we'll say that and leave it at that. But regardless, when I was a kid, anybody that I perceived to be old, in my mind, in my very basic elementary mind even, I understood that, old people shouldn't be doing stuff. You feel me? Just it's kind of a safety concern, honestly. Seriously, no joke, not hating on, boomers that are doing well and are living their best lives, you feel me? I know more than a handful of them, and shout out, you feel me? I'm not saying this applies to everyone. I'm just saying that, nobody, you feel me? We shouldn't be going back to that toxic change in culture, just one of many, is, we shouldn't be, allowing old people to work. I'm reading articles, moreover, from all over the world about how, different countries are raising their retirement age and canceling pensions. And I mean, there's a certain individual who's currently our president that might just send Musk, and his team of culprits to raid the safe of the Social Security vault and stuff. And then, oh my God, that would just be awful. I hope these things aren't really happening. Anyways, I'm just saying that, old people, deserve to, just chill. You feel me? I don't want old people, again, I want to see old people, traveling, happily hanging out with their families, on a random sunny day. That and all the while, again, these older people, it's just like going back to when you were a kid. You know, you got to be in bed at a certain time. You feel me? You can't be out past a certain time. Like, I'm not hating. Obviously, I'm a human being. I will be old one day. I'm already old. I'm just saying that, like, when I'm 60, you feel me? Like, your boy here ain't gonna be like, you know, I mean, I'm trying to chill, you know, like, I've gone this far in my life, you know, being a complete loser and not really accomplishing much, anything that's tangible anyway, right? But I'm just saying that, like, um, old people shouldn't have jobs. Like, and if they want them, you know, then, like, they should be incentivized, you know, beyond reasonable doubt, beyond reason. You know, I'm gonna offer him, he's gonna receive an offer he can't refuse, you know? Something like that, like, without so being cringe about it. It's sort of like, hey, you know, if you're 65 and you want to work after the government is, you know, giving you 4 or 5K a month, and let's see how many of you 65-year-olds are still willing to work, you know? I'm just saying that, like, I'm on your side. Like, again, just so much as that you want to be out and about in the workplace, it's just not the same. You're just not running on the same tank of gas that you were when you were 20, 40 years ago. You know, I'm just saying that, like, again, just to put that into perspective, when I'm that age, like, I truly hope that, like, I guess I'm doing the exact same thing that I'm doing now. I guess, you know, really what I've focused on in life is just trying to do about 20 years of stuff. And so I was planning on waiting until I was 40. Contingency plans have been enacted because I can't make it that far without actually doing something with my life. Hence why, you know, I've been so adamant about trying to change the course of my life publicly, mind you, over the past year. Again, grandparents, shout out to all the grandmas and grandpas out there. You feel me? You've done the world a favor. You've done this country a service by surviving as long as you have. And now it's time to chill. You know, like, again, I wouldn't have my grandpa pick me up. You feel me? Like, and moreover, I don't want somebody that is of a grandpa like vibe picking me up either, even if I'm paying them. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's just, it doesn't gel. You feel me? Like, and I don't need to, like, justify how grandpa's driving me around either. You know, this hard work, it's a side gig. Side gig and hard work, my ass. You know how hard it is to drive people around when you're, like, you know, younger than 40? Can you imagine how difficult it would be to drive random strangers around when you're old? Like, again, like, come on now. Like, come on. You about to add another 20 years to that aging face so real quick. Stay away. Don't do it. You know, again, just because, don't take my word for it. You feel me? But, like, you know, boomers aren't hitting up Lyft and Ubers to get rides. They have cars. So I'm just saying that, like, in and of itself, you know, even the populace that uses these kinds of services doesn't provide the kinds of people that would, you know, like, mesh. You feel me? And I get it. We're just only a few years away from, I guess, Musk's vision of driverless roads and real dangerous situations and the annihilation of all pedestrian, you know, thoroughways and so forth, so that we can get people out of the cars. And, you know, instead of grandpa driving us around, it'll be Waymo, you know? It'll be Waymo. And hopefully Waymo doesn't have the support system on standby of, like, a team of, like, people that are over the age of 60. Again, like, because wouldn't that be, like, ironic at the very best? That would just be, you know, I guess thoughtful and hopeful thinking, just because it's probably getting sent to some call center where they pay their workers dimes every day to take inbound phone calls. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, old people, again, you've earned over the course of your life, and you've proven to be an asset by being alive. My guys, my girls, my thems, my theys. So reward yourself. Like, seriously, support a government that will support you. Support a government that won't, like, allow it so that, you know, when you're nearing the age of 70, you're looking for a new career. Jesus Christ, you know, we don't all want to be like Donald Trump or former President Joe Biden, right? Again, like, who's trying to like reach their end life goals at the age of 90? You know, again, like, Jesus Christ, you know, old people, there's the world's full of younger people. You feel me? Like at some point, you gotta walk away. You know, you have to. I mean, clearly that's not what's happening, but in my opinion, you know, just do the right thing and walk away. You know, walk away. Do a Seinfeld. You feel me? Seinfeld's the richest comedian in the world, and he hasn't worked in like 35 years. Go figure. You know, some of these formulas actually do work, and Jerry Seinfeld set up a pretty good one for all of us. So I'm just saying, you know, okay, out of character. I really appreciate all of y'all watching my show and being a part of my life. You know, it really is unfortunate that old people like have to work. Again, I don't see like anybody opposing that, and if they do, I really need them to ask themselves the question of whether or not like, are you, so you're justifying like economic slavery? You know, like it's okay for grandma and grandpa to be driving you around because they have to pay their mortgage, and it's just appropriate because it's honest. Like, no, my guys, my girls, my thems, my theys. Old people need not to be, you know, behind the wheel. You feel me? Driving you around. And in fact, it probably should be the opposite. Young people should probably be picking up old people. You know, it's like, again, just the complete opposite of how it should be. Moreover, happy birthday to my brother. You feel me? Again, true story, like all of what I said. You know, and I haven't seen him in a long time. I haven't seen my brother Brian in maybe 10 years. You know, it's been a long time. I don't know if it's been that long. Maybe it has. I'm not good at math. I just know it's been more than a handful of years, and that makes me sad because you know, I just, you know, it's just I wish I could have got to know you more. I mean, again, I was really out of the house a lot when I was a kid, you know, and wouldn't you know, I've ended up here. So, you know, no complaints. I mean, I'm just saying that, like, it's both taken a lot of work and a lot of not working to get to where I am today. So, you know, I don't know. Let's see what the next 20 years does for me. But I tell you what, you know, I ain't celebrating nobody's birthday. And my brother Brian, don't celebrate your 60th birthday, you know, still working and stuff, my dude, unless you want to, right? But again, I propose that all people that reach a certain age get so, like, stupid amounts of money that, again, you can afford to live, you won't have to work, and younger people can do the job, right? Because, like, they need an opportunity, too. Old people can't just squander all of the good opportunities in life. I mean, Jesus Christ, you know, like the president, you know, I mean, I like all of these different high profile positions that are filled with people that are not just older, but like older in the way that they think, and that they're unreasonable in that they don't want to change, and they're unwilling to change, and they'll tell you they're unwilling to change. And I just can't see how anyone can work with somebody who admits they're not going to change. You know, it blows my mind, honestly. But that's just how I feel about those things. So again, happy birthday, and don't let your grandma and grandpa drive. You feel me? Again, out of character. That's real talk. There's no other way to articulate that. On side notes, everything's going all right for me. You know, I mean, we had made a video last night. That was unfortunate. But, you know, things, I'm trying to be a positive guy, and we all know that I think I'm capable of doing that. I hope that we think that they all know I'm capable. I mean, Jesus, I don't know. Maybe I'm not capable of doing anything. Who knows? I don't know at this point in my life. But it's been fun. It's been like a fun last month or so, and you know, I just want to be a little bit better every single day at being myself, and seeing where that takes me, you know. And that's what I got going on. I hope that you guys are focusing on improving your life on the daily. Every single time you wake up, you know, it's nice to wake up. It's nice to be a part of a family. It's nice to be a part of a group of friends. It's nice to be welcomed and appreciated at your job, all those different things, you know. And I truly wish that you guys experience all those things, and or at least at some point in your life you're able to experience those things, you know. It's the little things that count. My name's Albert. This was Vlogs About Nothing. I hope that y'all have a really good night. Thank you for watching my show again, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. Bye.